Hi everyone, this is Michelle Wedertz and I'm here for Hip Kit Club to share a new 9x12 layout that I created with a mix of the May 2019 kits. So for this layout, I really want to focus on layers, not just paper layers, but all the other elements that you find in a kit that you can layer together. So first I've already come up with a paper layer and I mixed all the pattern papers plus the really awesome gold foil vellum into a nice little background for this fun photo of my dad and my daughter and my dog that we took a few summers ago. So along with that, I had went ahead and cut out a little picture from that super cool pattern paper that has all the little photos on it, and I'm going to use this one. It's basically going to be as my title. So instead of creating a title with my alphas, I'm just going to go ahead and use that sentiment that is on the picture, and it says "Count your lucky stars." So that's going to kind of be my theme, and that's why I actually ended up going with the pattern paper background that has all those really cool black stars on it. So when it comes to layering, I really look at everything that I have available, big or little. First, of course, I'm going to go through all the die cuts and kind of pick out colors that I want, as well as look at stickers. Now, the first thing that I picked out was that little rainbow sticker from Crate's latest line, and that is what I am pulling the colors from. I use that rainbow to kind of pick the colors that of the papers that go behind the photo, as well as all the other elements that I'm going to use. Now this here is a sticker, and it comes in that really cool pack of stickers from Crate also, and they are clear stickers, but they are pretty fun to use in layering. And as you can see here, it's not supposed to be technically used in the way that I'm using it, but I thought it would be fun to have some of those cool flowers sticking out behind it. So instead of saving that sticker for a later time and most likely never using it, I went ahead and just stuck it down there and went with it. Now, I've also pulled out some die cuts from the main scrapbook kit, and these were exclusive to the May kits this month. And again, I used the rainbow to kind of pick out some extra die cuts that I wanted and that I thought would match really well with that. So in my mind here, I really wanted that rainbow to go ahead and fit with my photo, but I'm going to set it aside for now because it's just not going with it. Instead, I'm going to look at other types of things that I can use to layer behind my photo. This is a chipboard tag, and as you can see, I ripped off the sticky for two reasons. One, that way I can play with it a little bit more and decide where I want it. And also, if I find that my layers are getting too thick and to put into my page protector, I'll go ahead and rip off some of those extra cardboard layers underneath, and it'll make it just a little bit thinner. So I'm pretty happy, or I'm sure exactly where I want that photo to go in that paper stack. So I went ahead and just stapled it on straight onto my layout. And I didn't show you this, but earlier on I had actually sprinkled some gold mist that I had in my own stash onto the pattern paper. It already had some pink droplets already on the pattern paper, so I just added an extra color there. So what I am trying to decide here is I am going to continue to look for things that I can layer on or underneath my photo, as well as something that can possibly go up in the right-hand corner where I have my little title photo, I'm going to call it right there in the top right-hand corner. So one of the things that were on the stickers were these, you have your usual drawn images, but some of the flowers look like real flowers, and that is the little flower you see on the right that's sticking on my glass mat. And they're really neat and different, but I'm having a hard time using it because it just it looks so real, and I was having a hard time mixing real with not so real, but I got over that eventually. But so I'm still fiddling around with my layers, and I'm going to go ahead, I think, and keep my chipboard tag right there. I know it seems like such a shame to cover the really fun part of the tag, but I have so many things that if I want something used in a certain place, I just need to go ahead and do it. Don't be afraid to just use it because something new and something just as cool will always come around. So don't be afraid to use your scrappy things any way you want to do them. Don't be afraid, or don't be afraid that if you don't save something, you'll come across a perfect project. For me, that doesn't work. So I just have gotten in the habit of, if I think it'll work somewhere, even though it covers up most of it, I'm going to go with it. So that's pretty much my philosophy behind that. And pulled a doily from my stash because for some reason I just felt like I wanted to use it. And it's something that I think is a very generic thing that I can pull out and add to any project or any kit that I have. And you're really only going to see a tiny bit of it, but I really like that I get that little tiny touch of doily behind all my layers in my photo. So what I'm going to do next is go ahead and add a couple batches of pink thread onto my layout. And I'm going to go ahead and put one on the left top corner and one on the bottom right corner, kind of where both of my embellishment clusters are going. So in the kits, we got this really awesome set of thickers. They're puffy thickers, but they're all like little phrases that you can add to your projects. And I went ahead and used one that I felt went really good with the photo of my family. So now that I've kind of got that settled down, I'm going to go ahead and adhere the photo piece that I cut from that pattern paper up into the right hand corner. And I'm going to do that with liquid adhesive because that is what I use most of the time. I've actually misplaced my tape runner. And I vaguely remember seeing it somewhere, but I cannot for the life of me figure out where it is. So I'm using glue everywhere, or staples if I can hide them. So that's what I'm doing right here. One of the ways that when I am creating a layout, or when you are creating a layout, when you're trying to decide where to put everything, just kind of think of it in shapes. For example, on this one, I'm going in a diagonal pattern. I'm going from the top left or the bottom left corner to the top right corner, and that's where I'm going to stream all of my main items on my layout, including title, journaling, photo. You can do it in a triangle, you can do it in a circular pattern, you can do it just by like a vertical or horizontal line. It's just very basic geometric patterns. Think of those if you're ever stuck and not quite sure where everything needs to go. Just pick a shape and go with it. So here I am again. I have decided that I am going to put that rainbow up top, and that's going to draw your attention to that little Count Your Lucky Stars little title I've got there. Now, I'm still feeling like there is possibly some other things that I might be able to use to add some more layers to my photos. So I went ahead and picked a black circle sticker, and I cut it in half, and I'm just going to tuck it just so it barely comes out and you can't even see the word on it. But it's going to add that little extra pop of black that I have going on in my layout. Now, I've decided at this point that I know where I'm going to do my stitching. Initially, I thought I would go ahead and just stitch on top of the little pattern paper where I had it, but I decided this time to go ahead and just stitch a border around my picture, or pardon me, around the entire layout. So that is something I won't do until the very end, but that is something I've already decided at this point. So I will make sure to only add certain things that I know I can either stitch through or move them over if I don't want to stitch through them. Like these embellishment stars that I'm picking out. The chipboard set came with a really great mix of products. I was super happy with it. And in it, they have, or on it, that has some stars in different colors. There's black ones, some kind of black and white print ones, as well as a few little lighter colored ones, like the pink one I put on there first. And I'm just going to layer those again across the page. And I don't think it's too many stars because I know I've got that star pattern paper background, But adding these extra stars, it kind of gives those stars extra dimension. So when you're looking at the layout, it looks like it is, some of the stars are coming up off the page. So that is at least what I was attempting to achieve there. So I'm going to go ahead and glue those down. I briefly thought about attaching them with my tiny attacher, but I couldn't find that. So maybe at a later time I might do that. Now you can see that I'm still feeling a little weird about that flower sticker that I put on the bottom right hand corner. And I'm going to mess around with that a little bit. I'm also feeling like I need to get a little bit more blue in my layout. My reason being is that in that rainbow sticker, there is a line, a blue color in that rainbow sticker. And even though I have a little bit of blue on one of the pattern pieces of paper, and I'm talking about the lighter blue, I still feel like I need just a little bit more. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I am going to find a sticker and I'm going to tuck that up underneath my photo on the bottom, leaving just a little bit of that blue. So that way I can add more of that color so it matches more with that top right corner, if that makes any sense at all. I'm also going to go ahead and add a chipboard flower on top of the flower sticker that I already have there, just to add a little bit more color and kind of bring that rainbow straight to my photo. So thanks for having me today. I hope you've enjoyed my video and it's inspired you to get your kits out and create. Thanks again.